Yay!
I didn't do that very well, but I don't care.
Yeah,
All right, so
we'll keep working on that.
next we got UU. Not really too huge of changes, so I guess we could just quick scan over the huge
Yeah,
changes.
let's do that.
All right, well, the huge changes basically are Frostless is at number 24. It went up plus 17.
Ooh,
So I guess people are using it for. Actually, I'm curious
sp
now what its most used moveset is.
spikes and then it's spin blocking.
Well,
But
also plus with the introduction of Hail into UU, I mean, I guess even though it can't have Snowcloak, it's still a good option to have around. Let's hold on.
yeah, hazards for Hailstall, I
Frost.
guess. Gotta say, I'd
Uh,
like to make like some sort of UU
okay,
Hail
the
team,
most
but
used Frostlass set is well, its most used move is Spikes,
hey,
and its most used teammate is Abomasnow.
okay.
But I guess people use it in other situations because if you go look at Abomasnow usage, it's kind of low.
Where is it anyways?
It's
Oh.
new, so it's like I think it's lower.
Yeah, it's 49 actually.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So
I guess
yeah,
it'll just take time for it to find its place there, cause yeah, new guy in the tier.
yeah. I don't. When did it actually go into EU? Was it last month
Wasn't it?
or
I don't know, cause the suspect testing for Hale in NU and RU happened like last December, and it was
uh,
like soon
I don't
after
know.
that.
Whatever. The point is, I guess Hail just isn't as prominent, but for some reason Frostless is. So whatever.
Yeah, cause
And then
well,
yeah,
again, Frostlass is used for, those spikes for every kind of team and, spin blocking
yeah.
on top of that. So
All right.
it's a
Whatever.
useful thingy to
And
have
then the
around.
only other huge changes in UU are Amy went minus 14 is number 30 now, and Suicune went plus 11 and is now at 34.
Okay,
Amy
that
makes sense just because,
man
yeah, you can
show.
see it.
Koyonda
It's
here
like,
with the fake gold.
then Suicune, that's just kind of random, but I guess whatever.
Yeah, I get the bulky waters in the UU. They always have competition. This round, Suicune kind of got the top of that, going up a lot.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes, but
But
whatever.
Blaster still keeps it on the top because he's a spinner and he's a Blastoise.
Yep, basically.
Where is? Do we have tornadoes here? By the way,
I think it's like really low. I don't remember where it is though.
it's where is it? 51,
What's its percent?
4.5.
Yeah, so it'll still be for a while until OU usage goes up.
Yeah, was
So
it?
use Tornadus in UU while you can, folks.
Yeah. Did it have like how much users did it have in the OU?
It
Was
was
it
like 60 something was its place.
okay?
So it was pretty low.
Yeah. But now that we are going to have a full month with tornadoes,
Yep, we'll see.
yeah, we'll see what's going on with that.
But
But
yeah, that's basically EU. Otherwise, it's like just scanning through it. It's kind of a lot of the same. It's not really too much to note.
oh yeah, Chansey was also there, but it was only for a little while. So
Yeah, I went back up to BL, so it kind of went quickly. But
yeah.
yeah.
Uh, let's do the same thing for RU, the biggest
Oh boy. Are you? I'm
thing.
so excited to read about Are you?
Yay! Are you ready, Chase?
Well, no,
You were
but
supposed to say aye aye, Captain.
no.
I can't hear you,
Fuck you!
Captain.
Fuck you.
Oh,
No,
who lives
stop.
in a dress under the sea while
Shut
Chase
the fuck
SpongeBob?
up. Okay, anyways. Like I
Oh.
said, the interesting thing, I scanned through RU and I saw that Cincino went up plus 20
Oh
in the
yeah, that's
in
the
the
biggest thing rising.
well, also there are a couple others like Omastar went plus 21, Quagsire went plus 20, which is kind of weird with Cincino going up, but
Are there
I
any stick chinchinos around anymore?
no, all of I checked on what was it? Cincino, Absol, Embor and Amoonguss,
Yes.
all their usage this month was pretty legit. So, I mean, the places that they are this month reflects how they are in that tier. And, Cincino went up really high. Amoonguss had a pretty good spot too. I forget where it was. I think it went up like, where was it? I'm trying to remember. Okay, it was at number 45, but it went up like plus 17. So I mean, it's like it's got its place there. And then Absol's at 40, right behind it at 46. It went down a bit, but it still shows its place there in the tier. So I mean, it's
Mhm.
like they're all kind of keeping their place. So they're brushing off that bad usage. So
Yeah, and they're actually proving their worth in the RU tier. But
so
yeah.
yeah.
But like for Embor example, there's Entei pretty much who gets most of the
Yeah. I mean, it's
usage.
like still the thing is Embor is still holding its place. I mean, it's like whatever.
Yeah, the nice thing is that it has a stab fighting move, doesn't have a weakness to stealth rocks. So, those are the few things that it has like over Entei, but then again, Entei it just destroys everything and then it has E-speed. But, still still it's there, the M board for now. And we'll see how it's gonna develop over the next month, but they're definitely good pokes.
Yep.
So anyways, what do we Hitmonlee is like on the top plus 14. Like it's
Yep.
where is it? Number 7.
Because Crest got banned to BL2, didn't it?
Yeah, I did, so
Yeah,
that makes
so
sense. Um,
then
Sigalith is
Sigilyph
plus
plus
10.
10. Something's gotta take a psychic place, so
Oh yeah, of course.
Sigilyph kind of makes sense, I
So those two
guess.
are kind of like Cresselia things, but
Yep. And then Manetric went up plus 10, is now at 27. I
hmm
don't know, whatever. And then Arcaps plus 12 right behind it.
Yep.
Whatever. I don't know. I
Uh,
don't care.
Buffalond plus 19.
That's
Oh.
random.
But it's definitely a good poke against Tangrowth and even Among Us, which is now
I wouldn't
prevalent.
know. Well, I mean, I
But
guess
it has the Sap Sip Sapper.
yeah. Yeah, that's right. I don't know.
Makes it easy most to switch into those two. And also the whatchamacallit, the Quiver Dancer, the Lily.
Lilligant
Yes. You can switch into Sleep Powder, Pedal Dance, Giga Drain,
Huh.
and just
Sounds like fun shit.
yep.
All
And
right then. I
just
guess it
take
makes
those
a bit of
grass type
sense.
moves. Well, whatever.
Yeah, I already went over Quagsire and Omastar, Animugus, and Absol.
Absol was
Escavalier.
minus 12 actually. Wow.
Yeah, but it's still holding its place in
Yeah.
RU.
Yeah, but I
I mean,
guess that's also like reflecting because the legit usage that the Absol God was from Cresselia too, and now the Cresselia
yeah,
on by it's still like you said,
it's still got a place.
yeah, it's holding
Yeah,
its place there. But yeah, S Cavalier minus 19.
probably just because of Crest leaving.
Yeah, true, true.
Then, minus 12 on Snover. I don't know.
It's Stover.
Then minus 10 on both Munchlax and Hariyama.
Oh no, Haruyama, go back up. I love that thing. It's so
It might
awesome.
go NU soon, Spade.
No, although I would definitely make an NU team if Hariyama would drop. Yes, indeed. But that's gonna be like another couple months. But we'll see
Eh,
how
good,
that's gonna go.
good enough.
Hariyama, it's especially now that Cresselia is gone. Spam those CCs.
But you still have Nidoqueen and
I have an ice punch on mine just for Nido Queens and for Sigilyph, so I can just smack them on the switch and do a shite
there's
of
also
damage.
Uxie and their
And,
Spiritomb.
and 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 there's yeah, well that thing is annoying, the Spiritomb mostly. But the combination of fake out and bullet punch is nice late game when you're hitting those frail sweepers. But yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much for the RU and the stuff.
Yep.
I was.
I don't care about NU.
Is there anything about NU?
I don't know. I
We could.
don't know about NU.
It's
There's
kind of interesting because
Pokemans.
those things, left last month. Sork is now number 1 there. Now that
Whoa.
Chinchino is gone.
And then Golurk is right behind it.
Oh dear, the sponge that CC. Um,
Yep, totally. I don't know. I don't care about any of
and
it.
Alamomola lost its regenerator partner, but it's still up there.
Oh no.
What a tragic day for the community.
Who cares?
Who wouldn't care?
Mm, I don't care.
Um. Anyways, since we have reached that part of the podcast, guess what we are doing now?
Or you're throwing me a party for my quitting.
Um, not really.
Damn it. Why? Why
Why
can't
not
you ever do
cyber?
that? No, stop, 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 stop.
Where's
Get
your?
out of my house.
I'm in your house.
Well, you're on my computer, so you're in my house.
I guess if you will.
Okay, there's questions, I guess.
I like your kitchen. No,
Yeah, no, stop.
are you going to cook more?
Fun fact, me and Tom might actually do a one-off episode of Cooking with Wild Chase and make a giant cookie.
A giant cookie.
Yeah,
Wow.
but we haven't decided yet, and if people try and like petition to get it back, then we won't do it.
All right, so people,
So Pete,
STFU.
basically.
Yeah, that works.
Anyways, I guess we gotta go through these questions.
Yes. We got at least a couple of really good ones, I think, as I was going through
Uh,
them. But some random questions, and
okay,
we'll
let's go
start.
with this. Which do you think is better by opinion, not usage? Storm Drain, Gastrodon, or Water Absorb Seismitoad? Both have high HP, good bulk, and decent offensive stats, as they both work well in OU. Seismitoad doesn't work in OU. Where have you been getting your facts? It is, I mean, opinion, sure, but the usage clearly shows
It
that Gastrodon.
reflects. It reflects which one is better there, because
Exactly.
obvious.
It's usage is a clear dictator of what is really decent or not. It's like Gastrodon is there for a reason. It is still a very good Pokemon. It'll always be better than Seismitoad. So just don't.
I think
No.
I think the freaking Seismitoad would be better compared to Swampert, but even then it would like yeah, Swampert is UU and Seismitoad is NU for a reason.
Basically.
Yeah. It's basically a worse version of Swampert. Like,
Yep.
yeah. It does get like Stealth Rocks now from Black and White too, but
Seismitoad just isn't good. So yeah, whatever.
yeah. And the main thing is Gastro has recovered, so yeah.
Let's see. Next question is: could a new tier be implemented in Gen 6? If so, which tiers would it be in between? Um, it would probably be like
Would it be
I don't know.
between RU and NU again?
Yeah, maybe. Or they could actually make PU a legitimate tier and then everything just kind of like shifts down a bit or something. I don't know. So I mean, they
Yeah.
technically have PU right now. They just haven't fully implemented it yet. But with the addition of all those new Pokemon, it might be enough to make it a real tier, quote unquote.
Yeah, but it would
So
still basically have like all the garbage. But like,
yeah,
it's gonna be interesting. Like, how many Pokemon are we going to get? Like 100 or 100 or and 50
it
or
it all just depends on how many usable Pokemon we really get.
yeah.
Is what it's dependent on.
But yeah, there's that.
Um.
We'll speculate
Anyways,
more in the future. So
next. When a Pokemon gets banned, do its counters go down if they're only used to stop that threat? Well, the thing with that is that generally Pokemon counters will kind of already be in that tier. So it's like for I don't know what. Because the thing is, most Pokemon that are a counter usually have a use to deal with some other relevant threat in that tier. There usually isn't like if it's just one Pokemon that specifically counters something in a tier, it's generally not going to go up that much because usually there will be something else that could work better or would just you'd be better off not even using that because it might just throw off your team too much. So it's just like usually it just doesn't work like that.
I wonder how much Slowbro was used during the Blaziken era.
It really wasn't used that much. Like I think it was still UU at the time.
Yeah, because it never went OU. So,
Yeah, I mean it's just like if it's only used for a specific thing, it's not going to go up that much, and it's just usually you're better off using just a bunch of other checks. It's not going to happen like that.
yeah, like, for example, like, Terrakion is a big threat in the metagame, and Golurk could actually, stop it pretty much completely. Take the
But there
dual
are other
stab.
things that could do
Yeah,
better with team synergy.
yes, for
And
example, Landorus Therian.
yeah, I mean, it's like usually it isn't to the point where Pokemon only has like one or two counters in a lower tier. There will usually be something in the upper tiers that will be able to work just fine. It never gets a. I've never seen a documented case of that. I mean, there probably was, but I might not remember it. But
But,
as far as I remember, there hasn't been a case like that.
yeah, not really.
Anyways, next.
That was a good question. I
When
like that.
Shadow Type Chandelure gets released, what do you think would pair with it best in OU, assuming that'll be used for even a week only?
Probably T-Tar. Or just everybody would be using T-Tar.
It's not the thing with that is that it really just depends on your team because it's like you'll just use Chandelure to trap steels, grasses, just anything that's weak to fire, and ghost. Really, I mean anything that's weak to fire and ghost. It's just you'll trap those, and then whatever Chandelure deals with there, you'll use teammates based around that. I'm not exactly sure what would benefit most from that because I've never really looked into it that much. I mean, it's all just dependent on what you want to do, really. You know.
Does the Dream World tier exist anymore? Probably not.
They probably do, but I don't think many people play it. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, Dreamworld OU.
But like last time I remember I checked that, like T-Tar was pretty high up there because everybody's using Chandelure, so when Chandelure comes in and revenge
Yeah.
kills something, then T-Tar comes in and
Yeah,
pursues
like
the
the thing is,
Chandelure.
no one plays Dreamworld OU, so it's like you can't really base anything off of
Yeah,
that.
because there's only so few things that aren't released at this point. But Shadow Tech Chandelure and then Superior are probably the main ones that people are still waiting for. Are there any
Yeah,
other interesting things that aren't released
I don't
that
think so.
actually kind of have a semi impact to the metagame? But
I don't know. Whatever.
yeah.
Okay, but yeah. Anyways, next question. Are you of the opinion that any team can win against any team within a tier with the right strategy, regardless of glaring typic disadvantages across the whole team before the battles even start? Or do you think some matches are won before even the match starts, regardless of how strategically sound someone is?
Wow.
I understand completely what he's saying. I'm just trying to figure out how to specifically answer that. Like what I want to say is that a lot of matches are determined before it starts because I mean you could have some of the most skilled people ever, but a glaring weakness will always be a glaring weakness, and it'll just stick out too much where even the best playing around won't really have an impact on that. And it's just it would require too much legwork to do it sometimes. But it's like there aren't a lot of matches that are determined before the match, but it's like if it's not a glaring weakness, it's all dependent on the players. But if there's a glaring weakness, it's a lot of the times way too hard to play around if both players are good.
Yeah,
Now,
because usually
if
these good players they don't have that kind of glaring weakness, but it's
but it's like
difficult to
I mean
find it. But like, ugh.
right strategy only goes so far. That's the thing. It's you still are better off having a sound team while using the right strategy than having this glaring weakness. And it's like if you have the right strategy, you should be good enough to make a team that is sound enough. So
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know.
This was definitely an interesting question as well.
Yeah. Anyways, next. If
All
you could
right.
rename any Pokemon, who and what would you rename it? I would love it if Jirachi's name was Haxorus. I wouldn't like that. I like Jirachi. I wouldn't rename any Pokemon because they obviously put lots of thought and determination into it, and they didn't
I
come
would
up with
want Jellicent to be called Burungero,
shut up.
and then Mian Shao should be Kojondo, because
No,
that somehow sounds better, doesn't it?
I,
You,
I
you you still like that name too, didn't you, Chase?
just
Kojondo.
Kajondo, but
Kojondo.
that's
That
it.
was some of the Japanese names are pretty cool. That, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to say anything else. But I just prefer some of the Japanese names. But it was interesting when Gen 6 came. I mean Gen 5 came. We had only these Japanese names, and then we kind of got used to them, but then we got the new names.
Yep.
And then Natore was Ferrothorn. I still
Yep.
use that like sometime, but I've kind of gotten used. Like Ferrothorn is a good name. I like it.
Yeah. It took a bit of
It
time for everyone to
fits.
get used to it, but it works.
Yes, it does.
Anyways, yeah, whatever.
Mm.
Next question. With Stealth Arcs being so prevalent, why are spinners so rare? With that in mind, why are spikes and toxic spikes almost never showing up? Stealth spinners, it's just like you look at the spinners, and it's just a lot of time it's hard to implement them properly into a team as much, just
And,
because
and if
it's
we
like
compare the list of stealth rockers and spinners, we're gonna see that there just simply aren't rapid spinners.
it's
It's
really
just
hard to implement it half the time. And it's like sometimes you got to sacrifice something to do it, and it might not even be worth the sacrifice. So
how many like good spinners are there? Like how many
hold
fully
on.
evolved spinners are there? Are there even 20?
Let me go look at the Smogon really quick. Hold on.
Yeah. But the cold fact is that there aren't too many spinners
And it's
as
like
compared
if
to
you look
stealth.
at OU, there's probably like three established good spinners or something. Like hold on. Um, yeah, in OU, there's one, two, three, four, five spinners that could potentially be used. That's Starmie, Fortress, Donphan, Tentacruel, Cloister. And Cloister, yeah, that's not even a spinner. It's like, okay, so in the upper tiers, there are one, two, three, four. Well, not upper tiers, but in the normal tiers in general. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 Pokemon that learn Rapid Spin. And half of those probably aren't the best spinners ever, and you'd be better off not using Rapid Spin and just go for something else. Like, there's Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. They're not using Rapid Spin. Um, Delibird, what? Hello? And then, like,
Yeah.
Armaldo, Spinda. Um, it's just like a lot of things. It's just
Yeah,
it wouldn't be worth
half
using.
of the pokes on this list are like from RU or NU, and they really wouldn't work
Yeah.
in the higher
And then
tiers.
there's, the little cup stuff, whatever.
Yeah, are you going to
It's
use a
just
freaking Squirtle to spin?
it's like spinning can just be harder to do. And it's like, I mean, sure, if you can fit in your team, go for it, but it can be a lot harder to implement than a lot of other things. That's the thing. And then spikes and toxic spikes, the reason why those aren't used as much is Stealth Rocks hits everything. In the upper tiers in particular, there are a lot of steel types and a lot of flyers. And or I mean, at least things that can avoid the toxic spikes, and then things that
Yeah.
avoid spikes too. Stealth Arcs hits everything, and will do
And
different things based on certain Pokemon. But toxic spikes and spikes, it's like okay,
then
they're harder to
also
get fully
there's
set up and
yeah, the
working
setting
well.
up takes longer with them, and Stealth Rock is one turn, they're up for the rest of the game, and that's it.
Like especially for toxic spikes, it's just like they're really not that useful half the time.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of people with Tentacruel are starting to just use toxic instead of toxic spikes.
Oh yeah, the sub toxic set. That's so good. Oh,
Yeah,
I
it
love
is.
it.
I mean, Tentacruel is a lot better with toxic half the time than toxic spikes. It's just
Yes, because
you're
like something
better
like
off.
Artio switches into it, so you can actually toxic
Yeah.
that from behind the sub, and So
But yeah, it's just spinners are mid, and then the
how many
ladder
stealth
hasn't.
rockers are there? Is there a way to? There's
Uh,
too many. To,
let's
I
see.
don't want to start counting, but how
Hold
many are
on.
there like in OU? Did we have five OU spinners? Was it five?
Yeah, but we don't technically four, but if you want to count Cloister, go ahead.
Okay, so technically four spinners.
Let's see, one, two, three, four,
Have,
five. Except there should be more, but they're not on this list for some reason.
have they updated like the BW2 list? I guess.
Yeah, I don't think they have, because all they have is Tyranitar, Fortress, Ferrothorn, Mamoswine, and Skarm. But there's more than that, obviously.
Like
They just haven't fully updated it yet.
Terrakion sets up rocks these days
Yeah,
too.
there's a lot of it's just yeah, there's a lot more things that learn rocks,
Gliscor
but
sets up rocks.
they're just not on this list. I mean, I could
Yeah,
go to
so
Cerebi, but I don't feel like going to Cerebi. I
yeah, because
can't.
they don't
But
have they don't have an OU tier list to compare it to.
yeah,
So,
but I mean, I can at least look at what
but
is
like
it. But
we all know this. There's bunch more stealth rockers as compared to spinners. So
yeah, like let's see. Hold on, I can like quick scan through the list and see what's OU and stuff.
all right,
Like, let's see. There's Doug Trio. I mean, you can still use that for a rocker. That's fine.
yeah,
Um, There's Mew. Well, Mew's not OU. Never mind. Fortress, Gliscor,
Mm-hmm.
Mamoswine, Skarmory, Donphan, Tyranitar, Celebi even.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see. There's just scrolling through Metagross still. There's Jirachi. There's Infernape if you really want to go that far. Deoxys.
Oh yeah.
Um, let's see. I'm just Garchomp.
Mm-hmm.
Hippowdon. Um, Heatran.
Definitely.
That's already 15 right there. And then there's Ferrothorn.
Uh-huh.
There's Tracheon. So yeah, there's 17. Oh wait, and then Landers. There's like 18 Stealth Rockers in OU. You have tons of options there. And a
Yeah.
lot of those things don't mind as much losing that move slot as compared to Rapid Spin, where it's like sometimes for some certain spinners, you might want that move slot, or it just might not be as easy to implement that Pokemon into your team. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you only got like four options to technically choose from that are
Yep.
actually good. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah.
That's one of the things I'm hoping for Gen 6. Like more spinners. That would be good.
Anyways, next question. Besides Steel Dash Ghost, what unreleased type combination do you think will work best in the OU metagame?
I actually have a list like on the end of the thingy of
Oh.
all of the I think that was on Reddit. All of the stuff that isn't released yet.
Oh yeah, I see that.
There was like a couple interesting
I don't know,
ones.
honestly. It's like maybe some of the fighting typings would be good, but it's like otherwise, I don't know. And then maybe like also
Yeah.
Ghost Psychic, that might be
Uh,
interesting.
Fighting Ghost would be maybe too broken, but I guess you could make it have
Yeah.
sucky
And then
stats.
maybe like some of the dragon like the Dragon Rock typing might be cool too.
But like Fighting Ghost, unresisted coverage, having that with stab, that would be amazing if
Yeah,
it
and then like
would just be
Fighting Dragon or
balanced.
but just any of these fighting typings right here would be really good.
Yeah, Fighting Dragon would be awesome.
But it's like and then maybe Grass Dragon or Ghost Grass. I mean, I guess those could work, but then it's like the electric typings are could potentially too, but it's like otherwise most of them are kind of meh. I mean they yeah, I guess those that's I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyways, next. What kind of impact do you think Cheer Force for Alligator will have on the metagame when it's released? Not a huge one.
but it will most likely go UU, I'd say.
No, it because
But
you can't breed
or
it.
oh yeah,
So
I guess there's still that problem, but we'll
misses
see.
out on Dragon Dance, and I think it misses out on Aqua Jet too.
Would
So I
it?
mean,
Oh dear. Well, that would definitely suck.
yeah, those are two huge things for
But
Alligator, where it's just
but who
irrelevant.
knows? We'll just have to like again wait and see. But it could also get DD from Dragon World, Dream World.
I mean, I guess, but for some reason, I doubt it.
We'll see.
But I mean, if it's gonna follow the trend of every other starter, it's not gonna be breedable. So, yeah, and then
Okay.
that'll just cause huge problems for it.
But if it does get like all the good moves, then it has potential to go to UU. I would say, or at least it's gonna get banned to like BL2 because that
Yeah,
thing would be too powerful for RU.
I don't know if it gets DD or Aquajet, then yeah. But
Well,
if it doesn't, then I don't know about that.
you'd have waterfall and
But
ice
the thing
punch
is,
and crunch and I guess
it
EQ.
might not have the assets to really utilize them as well. Because with its low speed, it just doesn't do as much as it could.
Yeah, but in RU it still would be enough.
I don't know. I guess,
There
but
really aren't like too many dragon dancers around anyway, so
I'd
well,
just be skeptical about it though. But that's just me.
me. But yeah, we'll just again have to wait and see. Like, does it get any good moves with that sheer
Yeah.
force?
Anyways, next question is, what do you think Game Freak makes, or why do you think Game Freak makes things like Truant to troll? Because I like Slaking. It's unfortunate they leave the five trolled Pokemon like that. They did that for a specific reason. They made it good, and gave it something to balance it.
Yeah. Game
They didn't
Freak
do it.
likes to do that,
It's
but
not so much to troll, but it's like they obviously made that for a reason. They wanted to make something that was good and that people would like to use, but then they gave it a downside so it would be harder to use. Because if Slaking didn't have True on, that shit would be way too fucking good.
yeah,
It's
you
got a
can
good
just simply take a look of its stats and you'll understand.
and it's got a good move pool too. I mean, they gave Slaking a lot of good assets, but the fact that it has to wait a turn, that holds it back so much, and that's why they did it because they knew people would want to use it, but it's got so much holding it back at the same time. I mean, they
Yeah.
were smart about it. I mean, a lot of other game companies do that. They make something that's good, but then they hold it back a bit so that it has those assets to it. It's
Hmm.
just it's something you think about when you're designing a game. It's like you don't want something too broken all the time. You want to have balance, and then you want to have certain things that have drawbacks.
Because people are not going to enjoy your games if they are completely broken. So
Exactly. I mean, Pokemon, they know what they're doing when they're designing Pokemon. It's like, sure, they do make broken Pokemon, and sure, they make bad Pokemon, but they do a bit of everything. They know how to balance out their games properly. That's the thing.
yeah,
So,
yeah, and
yeah,
yeah,
basically,
pretty.
they know their shit. So, yeah. Anyways,
But
next.
there's
Oh,
like just so many Pokemon around that it's like kind of hard to balance out all of them, especially since they kind of started from the wrong foot, so things were super unbalanced. But they have worked pretty good in towards the
yeah. I
fifth
mean, they.
generation. So
Yeah, they've done their homework, so don't worry about
yes.
it.
Hmm.
Anyways, next question is Typhlosion gets Flashfire, or when Typhlosion gets Flashfire, will it become a threat in RU or possibly OU as Sun?
No.
Not, I don't think Flashfire will do that much for it.
'Cause- Yeah, we already got like Chandelure, so
It's like you can just see from that. It's just like, eh. I mean, it'll still probably be a threat, but it won't go up that much.
yeah, gotta say like it would be nice because in the RU tier itself, like switching into other type lotions and Entei's Flare Blitz, which is usually banded, so it would be useful, but like yeah, I don't know. It would still pretty much be the same old type lotion. It is kind of how fast? It's faster than Chandelure, but still like yeah.
It's base 100 speed.
Oh yeah, it's base 100, so
So I mean, it's like it's got a good speed stat, but it's like I don't know. I think it's kind of its move pool just holds it back. I mean, sure, stab eruption, wreck face, but it's like after that, what does it really do?
yeah.
So
Then then you just run Fire Blast.
yeah.
But
Anyways, last question. It's been a long time since Gen 5 became available. What do you guys think the most metagame shifting Pokemon is? The best new ability and the best new item are? Most metagame shifting Pokemon? I don't know.
well, I guess we could say Genesect it was, but
Yeah. I don't know. I can't really pick a specific one because they all have their own qualities that shifted. It's like they've done their best to not over centralize it so one Pokemon doesn't completely shift it. So I mean they've done a good job of that. It's just natural progression that's brought it to where it is today. That's the thing. I don't know.
there's like
I
good
would
defensive pokes like Ferrothorn and well, I guess even Jellicent. Well, but Ferrothorn mostly. Ferrothorn has a pretty big impact on the metagame because it
yeah, but
switches into like half of the metagame,
I
but it's
wouldn't
still
say it's the
balanced.
most like shifts the thing because everything has a purpose in the metagame to make it what it is. It's not just one thing that brings it too far or one thing that brings it too little. Everything has, something. I wouldn't
Yeah,
say anything
but I
specifically.
guess in that case we could just mention all those pokes like Genesect that were banned.
Yeah,
They got all the tools that were too powerful for the metagame,
and I
like
mean, if you
Tornadus
want to say
T.
like right now, like maybe the top 15 Pokemon have the most pull on the meta, or the top 20. I mean, those have the most pull on the meta, obviously, but it's not like they're too pulley, I mean, that's just generally something that naturally happens in a meta game. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Best new ability? I don't know.
Like Regenerator is like I like
Yeah,
Regenerator
let's
and
go with.
Sheer
I'd go with.
Force.
Yeah, those two are probably the best. Let's go
I'd
with
say.
those. And then best new item? What?
Heatran on a balloon.
No, stop. I don't know. I don't actually remember what new items actually use that are that good.
Um,
Like, because most people still use like leftovers, life orb, than the choice items. It's like There's not much really different.
Well,
I
the
don't.
gems are pretty interesting, I'd say.
Yeah, I guess the gems. I don't know. I don't really use many of the other items, so it's like I don't know.
Well, my personal favorites would definitely be gems and then, of course, balloon. You see balloon pretty much on the meta game, which is,
Yeah, I
it's a
just don't
useful
like.
item,
I just don't like balloon that much. I'm just personally not a fan of it.
yeah, because it's one-time use, but it can still make a difference, definitely, on like choice Pokemon locked into EQ and stuff. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
All right.
Yeah, that's it for that.
Uh,
I don't know.
we still got.
There's, eh,
Are there random questions?
there's just in general questions about X and Y.
Well, we kind of went through that, and it was cool.
Yeah,
So
so
that was
whatever.
cool. So,
And I'm not good at speculating questions, so it's like, yeah.
yeah, but it's cool. So we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, I guess that's really it.
but there's still like some questions. Like, well, but
No,
you don't like speculating. Like, what
I
gameplay mechanics, Pokemon, etc. do you think they will add? It's like really difficult to. Well,
yeah,
it's too difficult to
yeah, and then it's
speculate.
like, what do you want to see in the next gen of competitive Pokemon? I don't know. Just balance it. That's all I care about. Just keep it balanced and good.
Yeah,
That's it. I don't know. And I mean, that'll rely on the players more than, the game itself. So,
and that Ghost Steel type would be pretty cool.
sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
Seriously though, what if there was a draft pick style of battling similar to how League of Legends does it? And completely separate from normal battles. You start the box with 30 Pokemon, then go forth picking your team until everyone constructs a team of 6. Eh.
yeah, it would
It,
be too complicated for the most people because Pokemon, competitively speaking, is already way too complicated for
yeah,
what
and
it is. So
it's just better off to, be able to construct your own teams on your own than go from there.
yeah, but sure, an interesting idea to try out with a friend or something. But
Yeah, but it's not as like a huge thing.
yeah, all right.
But
Well,
why is this in X and Y though? The Entei Suicune and Raikou thing.
does it? No,
Why do you put in X and Y?
it doesn't say. What? I sent you the same thing that I have, and it doesn't say anything X or no.
It says right here. Do you think Raikou, Entei, and Suicune are going to be drastically used more when they're with their Dream World abilities are released? And it's under X and Y. Or it's just
Oh, like that was just supposed to be like
oh
one question, I guess.
okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right then whatever. But yeah,
Um,
they probably won't get that much extra usage. It won't really make a huge difference.
and the thing with Entei is because it has all those event moves, so it would lose them, so that would suck.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's an E-speed, and Suicune
Yeah,
is
and
like,
Entei wouldn't really benefit from anything. Suicune's like okay, water absorb, Raikou volt absorb, whatever. They're not going to make that huge of a difference. So
yeah, I guess Raikou can block those other volt switches, but it's kind of
yeah.
situational, so not too much.
All right. But anyways, last question is: if you could take a Pokemon from Gen 4 dash Gen 5 and make it UU dash low U material, what would it be? You have to be specific or anything. That's one of your personal preferences. I don't know. I'm fine where stuff is. I really don't care. It's there for a reason, so I'm not going to complain or want anything to be anything. It's like if I want something up there, it'll be for a good reason for the meta, but it's like really nothing. It's everything's fine where it is.
Like something
Personally,
like Metagross could drop, because
it's like
but
until it does, it's like it's where its place is. I don't really have any reason to really want it anywhere else. It's like whatever.
But like, I'd personally like to see like Metagross go to UU because it really doesn't have a place in the OU tier. Like
I
it's like really
guess.
low there. It's been there like for who knows how long. It doesn't really do much, but in UU it would actually have some potential. So like it would be kind of cool in my opinion to see it there. But still, like Chase said, the tiers are what they are. They reflect the usage. So that's
It's
what people use. That's what is good for the metagame. So we'll just roll with
yep.
that. But
Essentially.
yeah,
So yeah, I think that's actually it now.
that is actually it for
All
now.
right.
So people leave us more questions for next time. We had some good questions in there, didn't we, this time?
Yeah, better than usual.
Mm-hmm. That's coming from Wild Chase, ladies and gentlemen. So
There
keep
you
up.
go,
Keep
boys
it
and
up.
girls,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome
Uh,
questions. Leave us more for the next time. And we'll see
and
how
convince
things are
Spade to
going to.
fire me.
No. We will see next time how the weighted tier system is going to be going forward with things
Yeah.
and stuff.
Maybe we'll ask Antar before we do this next time.
Yeah, we could ask him. And yeah, I was just thinking, like we said at the beginning, leave a comment about the weighted tier system. But then again, like there's a huge explanation of it, which we should
But it's
probably
like,
to read. But we could also have Antar here. So
yeah, whatever.
yeah.
Anyways, yeah, that's it.
Thank you
So,
for listening and Chase.
yeah, it's all, folks.